G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be looking at memes. Well, the meme of BT6, which is Eosmon. Deck profile we got for you today, based around my playstyle, some meta choices that I see in my locals. But this is low-key one of my favorite decks to play. Super fun and low-key the best deck. Let's check it out. Alright, for our eggs, we have just got one lonely little egg, which is Digimon. You gotta run the alternate art when you just got one lonely little one. But Digimon's in there basically because we are running yellow options in this deck. A little bit of a spoiler for what's coming up next. But yeah, just the one Digimon. Moving on to the little guys of the deck, the level 3s, we are running, guess what, 3 of them. And we are running 3 Morphomon. So Morphomon is in there for a bit of a searcher. So here, his searching effect is not an on play like the usual searches, but an on deletion. So on deletion, reveal the top 5 cards, add 1 Manoa and 1 Eosmon card to your hand. The rest go to the bottom of the deck. So really good to get out, just swing at security, apply a bit of pressure, also get your search, especially if you're bricking. Right, moving on to our level 4. So we'll start with the tech level 4 before we go into the Eosmon. But we are running 3 Mechanorimon. So Mechanorimon is in here because he is basically the best blocker that's in the format right now. A format where there's lots of rookie rush style decks going around, lots of decks with low DP thresholds. Mechanorimon is a pain in the butt. For those of you that don't know, he is a blocker. His effect is, so he can't attack, but his effect is when this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle and survives unsuspended. So your opponent can swing rookies at it all day long. Anything under 6k DP, they can swing it all day long. This dude's not going to go anywhere. He's going to block. His engine just keeps on going and going. Right, moving on to our other level 4s, the ones you probably would expect in an Eosmon deck. We are running 4 of the level 4 Eosmon. This guy's in there because he's got a couple of neat effects. So the on-play effect is you may play 1 white Tamer with a play cost of 4 or less from your hand without paying its memory cost. Then the only downside to this effect is your opponent then gets to play a Tamer from their hand without paying its memory cost. But no Tamers higher than 4 memory cost, so you can play any of your white Tamers, and we run a few in this deck, which you'll see in a moment. But the when attacking effect is also really good. When attacking, you can play a white Tamer from your hand without paying its memory cost, which is really handy. And so this guy can come out from just hard playing from your hand, but the other level 5 Eosmon, which we'll look at in a second, also plays Eosmon from its when attacking effect. But yeah, running 4 in there, nice little thing just to get your Tamers out, because you need Tamers out in this deck, which we'll see in a second. Alright, so for our level 5 Eosmon, we are running 15 of these bad boys. So you may be wondering, why are you running 15? Can't you only run 4 of a card in a deck? Well, let me introduce you to Eosmon, the guy that just breaks the rules. The effect is you can include up to 50 copies of this card in your deck. I would like to see someone run a 50 card Eosmon deck and see how it goes. I reckon it actually wouldn't do too bad. But other effects, which is why we need to talk more about this card. So when attacking, you may play 1 level 5 or lower Eosmon from your hand without paying its memory cost. So you can play another one of him. So you got 2 of them out the board. If they both survive, you can swing, you play another 2, you got 4 out, which is absolutely crazy. So you're just spawning, playing, applying lots of pressure. And then the inheritable effect is this Digimon gains 1000 DP, which you'll see we can actually stack that quite a bit when it comes to our level 6 Eosmon. But that's level 5s, we're running 15 of them. Then moving on to our level 6, so we're just running 3 level 6 Eosmon. I was originally running 4, but I found because I run, as you can see already, I run a yellow and a black build, And I found that I was bricking too much on my black option card, so I added in another Mechanorion just because he's broken, and it just made the black side of the deck a little bit more consistent. But enough about why I run 3, let's talk about the effects of Eosmon. So when Digivolving, for each Tamer that's in play, so that includes Tamers on your side and your opponent's side, you can add a Eosmon under this card as a source. And so if you add 2 or more Digimon from that effect, then you get to delete one of your opponent's Digimon. Doesn't matter what it is, you can delete it, which is super handy. So the first of many removal options that we have here in the deck. Then the other effect is, so your turn, for every 3 Digimon sources this card has, you gain a security attack +1. So if there's a bunch of Tamers out, you can add 6, 9, you're swinging for multiple times that security. And if you have heaps of those level 5 Eosmon, your DP is going to be well above that 15 DP threshold, which is the biggest threshold that we have for Digimon at this point in time. Now moving on to our trainers. So we'll start with our Manoa. So we're running 4 Manoas. So Manoa's in there for a few different things there. So the first is she is a memory tamer. So she makes sure that we start our turn with 3 every turn, which is really handy. Helps us with the memory choking, because this deck is got a lot of high cost cards to play. So the more memory that we can have, the better for the deck. The other effect is, so when an Eosmon is played, you can suspend this Tamer, reveal the top 3 cards, and then you can add 1 Tamer, any Tamer, doesn't matter color, or 1 Eosmon to your hand. The rest go to the bottom of the deck. So really good to help you find those extra Tamers, which help you get more sources under your level 6 Eosmon. It helps you find your Eosmon so you can spam more out. So yeah, really good as a consistency side of thing, and this effect also stacks. So if you have all 4 out, you can do that effect 4 times when you play 1 Eosmon. The other effect is, which is really handy against some decks, is while you have an Eosmon in play, your opponent's Tamers cannot unsuspend. So those decks that, like the blues that tap to remove sources, your blacks that have the Izzy and Joe that tap to draw, the reds that have the Marcus that allows you to gain a memory, that sort of stuff, that's only going to happen once as long as you have an Eosmon out. The rest of the time, they're sitting pretty, just having a sleep on the other side. Other white tamer that we're running 2 Takumi. So Takumi's in there for 1, the extra draw consistency. So when Digivolving, suspend this tamer, draw an extra card. So you're drawing 2 when you Digivolve, which is handy. And then the other effect is really good against a meta with those lots of level 3s. Is all level 3 Digimon gain when attacking lose 1 memory. So it makes your opponent think quite a lot about if they do really want to swing. If they're on quite low memory, it makes them impossible to swing for game. If they have it, if that wasn't on board. So yeah, Takumi is really good to have in the deck, and it is a white tamer which you can play for free off your level 4 Eosmon effect. The last of our trainers that we're running 2 Izzy and Joe, black dual tamers. So first of all, is in there, as I mentioned before, this deck really needs lots of memory to make some bigger plays and still be able to do some things afterwards. So that first effect is if your opponent has 2 or more Digimon in play, gain 2 memory. He's also a black card. They're also a black card. So allows you to gain access to your black options. So really handy to get that out as soon as you can. And the other effect is when one of your black Digimon is deleted, suspend this to draw 1 card. So when your Mechanorion one's out there, somehow gets deleted, no drama, let's just draw another one off this effect. Okay, now let's have a look at our options, the many other removal things that we have here in the deck. We'll start off with the white one. So we're playing 4 Cutting Edge. So Cutting Edge, its main effects is the exact same as its security effect. You may play 1 level 5 or lower Eosmon from your hand without paying its memory cost, then delete one of your opponent's Digimon with DP less than or equal to the Digimon played. So your level 4 Eosmon is 4,000, so you can delete 4,000 or less, but your level 5 Eosmon is a 6,000, so you can delete quite a few things that are 6,000. So you're deleting all level 3s, most level 4s, some level 5s. And so it's really good if your opponent throws out a Mechanorimon. You know, you can delete that quite easily by playing another Eosmon. But yeah, super good, super handy form of removal to have in the deck. Moving on to the yellow cards that we have. We'll look at the non-removal card first, and then we'll go to the removal option that we have. So we're running 2 Reinforcing Memory Boost. So 6 cost to play. Main effect, reveal top 2 cards, add one of them to the top of your security stack, add the other to hand. So when you see your removal cards off there, or a Tamer, you generally want to slap that up the top. I always want to add the Eosmon to hand. So yeah, you can make sure that your opponent's a bit more weary about what they want to do when they're swinging at security. So if you get your big boy removals, which we'll see in just a second, yeah, they'll be quite scared to swing, especially if they're a deck that likes to go wide. The other effect is also a delay effect, which just means, for those that don't know, when this card's played, you can't use the delay effect the same turn it's played. You have to wait 1 turn. But the delay effect is gain 3 memory, which, as I said before, this deck needs lots of memory to get going. So that's just a great option to help us get there. Right, our removal form in yellow, we are running 4 Wyvern's Breath. Wyvern's Breath, main effect same as security effect. One of your opponent's Digimon gets negative 15,000 DP for the turn. So you're deleting pretty much everything, unless it's a 15k Digimon that has some sort of boost. But then it's going down to like 1, maybe 2k. Moving on to our black options, we are running 2 Iron Fisted Onslaught. So main effect same as security effect, delete all of your opponent's Digimon with the highest play cost. So it helps you remove those big things that are super painful. So if they have multiple of those big things, you know, super good value here in the deck. Really good against decks that like to go wide with lots of little guys as well, so you can delete all of them as well, because they're generally around the same play cost. Yeah, great for applying some pressure, but we're going to make sure you have either your Mechanori out or your Izzy Joe Dual Tamer out to use it. If you want to play from hand, doesn't matter from security. If it checks, good. And then the last of our options and the last cards that we run here in the deck, we're running 2 Ultimate Flare. Another form of removal, are really good against those decks that like to build some towers and go wide, like your Jesmon. So yeah, Jesmon sees us in security. We're taking out most of their Systemons that they're playing. We're taking out the Jesmon, any other rookies they have in the field. Super good against other decks that like to build up, like your black decks, your green decks as well, yellow decks, things that like to build up. Super good against having Ultimate Flare in there. Alright guys, and that is it for the meme deck profile of BT6. Let us know if you've run Eosmon, have you had success? If you run something similar to this, let us know how it goes. As always, let us know what you like, what you didn't like about the deck profile. Always happy to hear from you. If you did like it, please hit that thumbs up button. If you want to see more, make sure you are subscribed. But thanks for checking out today's video. Stay beautiful, don't do drugs, and we'll see you guys in the next video.